Welcome to my first video of this type. I hope you enjoy. I will be talking about my predictions for the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. At the time of posting this to Facebook, I only knew of two of the fights. One was that the first fight would be Goku versus Batamo, and the second being that we would see Piccolo fight Frost. But I wasn't sure of who would win, just that somehow Goku would not be moving on to the next fight. I assumed that Goku would win the first fight easily, pushing him on to the next round. Knowing Piccolo had to fight Frost, I assumed that Goku would also be fighting him. I did not buy into the double elimination theory. I thought that Goku would underestimate Frost's power and then lose to him by getting knocked out of the ring or ring outed by Frost dodging him at the last moment. This was what would lead to Piccolo fighting Frost. Of course, we know that Frost is a cheat and poisoned Goku now. I didn't see any way to justify Goku's loss against Frost while having Piccolo beat him. Even while using strategy, I just couldn't think that Piccolo would be able to beat someone who beat Goku because of the power difference. Although, after watching Frost and Goku fight, I thought that maybe Frost had a special technique and that he was weaker than a Super Saiyan, in which case I started to second guess myself, thinking Piccolo was stronger and probably smarter, which this still makes me wonder, since Frost was getting owned by a Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan 2 or 3 or God, then Piccolo should have been significantly stronger than Frost. He went past Super Saiyan back when he fused with Kami, but of course this could be retributed by saying that Goku's base form is much stronger now. I felt and still feel that Vegeta will refuse to hold back, similar to the way he did with the Punch-In Machines in the Buu Saga. After seeing the result of Piccolo and Frost's match, I am very confident in this notion. Vegeta stated that he can't stand Frost's voice, and Goku had mentioned earlier that Frost sounded just like Frieza, and Vegeta hates Frieza with a passion for what he had done to him. As we know, Vegeta had gotten robbed of his revenge on Frieza in the Battle of Gods arc, and now might be his time to shine, and he is going to decimate Frost, even though this is technically stereotyping. Vegeta is not the type to care. Vegeta would then continue this momentum into the Magneto fight, showing no restraint, defeating him pretty easily. I'm guessing that we won't get much of a backstory on him similar to that of Batama. I think that this will be the second half of episode 35, sort of the same way that they crammed two of Goku fights into episode 33. He would then go on to fight Kabe, and I don't think that he would go all out on him, but would rather want to test him to see how the Saiyans are of his planet. With Kabe's surprise at Goku's transformation, and with him stating that he fought alongside Frost, and we know that Frost was supposed to be the hero, I can't see Kabe being stronger than Frost. With that being said, I'm guessing that Kabe has no transformation. Vegeta will beat Kabe pretty easily, but I think Kabe may forfeit to him or get knocked out of the ring. I don't think Vegeta will intentionally hurt him. Just a fun thought I had, but what if Vegeta still has this Prince of All Saiyans notion in the back of his head? He may find interest in trying to become the new king of the Universe 6 Saiyans, knowing that Goku pretty much holds the reins of planet Earth, but ultimately Bulma would not allow this, since her home is Earth. This would bring us to what I believe to be Vegeta's final match, Vegeta versus Heat. I think that Heat will be on par with Goku and Vegeta, but Vegeta is going to be worn down after having 3 fights in a row at this point. We'd have yet to see Monaka step into the ring, so I think that Heat is going to be too much for Vegeta to handle at this point. As for the supposed finale, Heat versus Monaka, Toriyama enjoys throwing a little humor into the mix on these things, sort of like he does with Hercule. And from what I've read, he stated that Hercule was one of his favorite characters. Correct me if I'm wrong. As much of a slap in the face as some fans may see it, I feel like Monaka will be a comedy relief. He may do something like say that he doesn't want to fight, or maybe he will get defeated pretty easily in a comedic way. I sort of think that when Whis was asking Beerus if he was sure about him was because of his demeanor of not enjoying fighting. This leads me on to what I believe will be the final. With Beerus being very upset about losing the tournament, they will determine that Goku was technically never eliminated because of Frost cheating, and will have the chance to come back and fight Heat. This is supported by the pictures of Goku and Heat together. I feel like this fight could go either way depending on how the ratings are. If the ratings turn out to be good, and it's worth it to them to continue the series, then Heat could win, sending the Earth into a new universe, setting it up for a whole new story arc. If the ratings aren't good, and it seems like the series is going to flop, then they might just have Goku win and continue it on to the final episode of Dragon Ball Z, ending it. In all honesty, I want Heat to win. A whole new universe full of adventure and creativity could be endless, and they already have all the foundations set up for it. However, Goku is Toriyama's poster boy, so I feel like he'll probably win either way, and they'll figure out a way to send them in the Universe 6 no matter what. Now, if my guess on the order of the fights ends up being wrong, then it'll mess up my predictions. However, at this point, I think that most are set in stone, with the exception of Magneta and Kabe, which neither would really change much. Looking at the tournament board and the opening sequence, I feel like they back up my thoughts on the tournament order. If you look at it, you can see the order is Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta, a blank spot for Buu, and Monaka. And then if you look at the top side in the opposite direction, you have Batamo, Frost, Magneta, Kabe, then Heat. In the opening sequence, they're shown in the same order. You have Batamo, Frost, Magneta, Kabe, and Heat. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this, and if you enjoyed my video, make sure to like and subscribe.